recording, just checking.
Hi, my name's Andy and I'm a co-owner of Stoke Haunted Paranormal Team.
What are your beliefs in the paranormal?
Very sceptical. I want to believe, but still I'm seriously on the borderline of believing and not believing. I think there's stuff out there that we don't understand, and I'm not sure if it is from another world or something that we don't understand on this world.
Okay, what or who influenced you to become a paranormal investigator?
Got to be my father. To just go. To me, it's a mission of trying to have one last conversation with a loved one. That's my whole thing. I don't think it will ever happen, but that's what spurs me on to continue.
Have your views changed since you've joined the team?
It's made me more sceptical than I was before I started. I was probably 70, 30 believer before I started. I would say now I'm more 70-30 non-believer.
Okay, Stoke Haunted prides itself on being a mixed bunch of both skeptics and believers. Do you think this helps?
Personally, I think you've got to have a 50-50 split on your paranormal team, otherwise you're going to be everything that he, see, feel, touch is going to be paranormal, and you're just making yourselves look idiots, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, of course.
Do you think it's a hobby or a passion you have for the paranormal?
Both. You want me to elaborate on that? It's whether it's a hobby or a passion, everything I tend to do, I like to think I do it 100%. I give it 100%. I don't sort of piddle around a bit of percentage here and a bit of percentage there, and sometimes I expect the team to do the same, and I appreciate that they've got other things to do. But my opinion of it all is if it's a hobby, you should give it as much attention, as much of your free time as you've physically got, because you should enjoy doing what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't be doing it.
Now, you're the co-owner of the team, you run the team. Is it hard work to manage a paranormal team?
I would rather be a member of a team than running a paranormal team. If somebody came up to me tomorrow and said, would you like to be a member of a team like I've already got now, I would find it very hard to say no, purely for the logistical side. The behind the scenes stuff that people don't see is far harder than any paranormal nightmare that you'll ever come across.
Okay. Do you have a dream location that you would love to investigate?
It would have to be... We watched it again last night or the night before on television, the Winchester Mansion. And those of you that don't follow paranormal, it's the building where it's the daughter of the people that made the Winchester rifle, which killed so many people in the Civil War in America. It's just a normal house, but it's got 180 rooms and corridors and doors that lead to nowhere, because she was told that she's got to trap spirits in rooms. That's the only way she'd ever deal with them and get rid of them. So she had 180 rooms built, and some of them just corridors lead to a set of stairs and a brick wall. They don't lead to nowhere.
Do you have a favourite piece of evidence that you've captured on an investigation?
Apart from the piece of evidence everybody says is fake, which is I'll use the phrase from the video, who's the short fucker, who's the dwarf. I think one piece of evidence that I can't explain was, we were at, I think it was Rookery Wood, and as plain as I can see anybody else, I saw somebody walk in the doorway. The team were on the left hand side doing a seance. I was outside having a cigarette. Don't advise you to smoke, by the way. And somebody walked across the car park. I didn't see them walk across the car park. I just saw somebody go in the door and bear right. And I was trying to attract the attention of the people in the other room from outside and wasn't doing a very good job. One of the girls actually saw someone go through. With being outside on a break, I didn't have a camera with me. So nothing was actually caught on footage, although I'll put the footage at the side of me here, hopefully, for you to look at. I did do a simulation of what it looked like, and that's how solid it was. It was just a solid shape that nobody else could explain.
Did you actually look in the area?
Yeah, we went.
The team were on the left, and you said it went through the right.
We went. The first thing I did is tapped on the window and says, "Did you see that?" And Liz says she saw something out the corner of her eye, but she can't swear what it was. First thing I did is went to try and go in that room, and the door was locked. I mean, we had access. We've had access to that room since, but that particular night, that door was locked. There was no way you were going in. So if it was a stranger from outside which came in from my blind spot, where did they go? Because they went in, but they never came out the room. There was nobody that we couldn't account for, and everybody. I've only got the team's word that no one left the seance
The
table.
direction, if I remember right, the direction that they went in was actually the ball pit, which was locked.
Yeah, we
Is that
couldn't
right?
get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried. Well, as far as I was concerned, they just pushed the door open because there was toilets down there. I just thought, has somebody gone to the toilet?
And we did actually on the night of our recollects confirm with the only member of staff that was in who was locking down at the time that there was nobody else.
Only us there, and he'd gone to bed above us, so there was no
And
reason why
ladies.
he'd be walking around. I'm not normally a stuck for words, but I think Claire can verify. I'm a bit dumbfounded, to be honest, because it shocked me more than anything. It's unlike me, be quiet, and I just feel weak. I feel stupid because I've seen something that I don't believe in at all. The only time I've had this was when we were at Middleport Pottery, and there was what I called an Oompa Loompa, the garden gnome person, but that was nothing like I've just seen then. I just don't know what I saw. I really don't know what I've just seen. The picture that I'll display on the video, the impression picture, which isn't an actual photograph, so don't bite our heads off by saying that's fake. Yeah, we know it's fake. It's done to show you guys what I basically saw. The reason why the image doesn't have legs, I didn't actually notice any legs, so whether there was legs actually on the figure, I've no idea. It happened at a split second. It was not see-through, not transparent. It was a solid figure that walked into the passageway and veered off to the right hand side. Now it was witnessed also by one of our mediums who was sitting in the room adjacent, Liz. She actually saw the same thing, or she thought she'd seen the same thing after we got together and had a discussion.
Okay, so leading on from that question, what piece of evidence would totally convince you that there is life after death?
Something for it. If it was going to be an appearance of a spirit, I would like it to be there long enough for there to be no doubt whatsoever it's real. It's not corner of the eye phenomena or a trick of the light. I would like it to, if the spirit walked in here now, I would like it to stand here in front of the camera and I could have a conversation with it or reenact with this thing, and you can do a 360-degree span of a camera around it and it would not do normal things. Even better if it was hovering above the floor, because you couldn't really simulate that without special effects and decent graphic package. I don't think it'll ever happen, ever, not just for us but for anybody.
What would you like to see in the future as regards to both the paranormal industry and Stoke Haunted?
I would like for other teams to be a bit more amicable towards each other, and I would like somebody to implement some kind of structure so everybody does investigations using the same equipment, the same tactics, and we'd all have some evidence that we could go to proper technical people, proper scientific people, and say there's our proof, now debunk that. If we couldn't do it, then hopefully it's scientific enough evidence. At the moment we're never going to get taken serious. Any paranormal team's never going to get taken serious because there's no rules, and if you've got anything that's got no, imagine a football match without rules.
No standard, yeah. Okay, have you ever been scared on an investigation?
Never, I'm not a scared person.
I'll vouch for that, he's not. Apart from spiders.
Yeah.
That's alright, there's been one flying around you for the last 20 minutes.
It's a daddy landless.
It's gone now.
What advice would you give to anyone watching this who wishes to become a paranormal investigator? Don't do it.
I wouldn't say don't do it, because I'd encourage anyone to do whatever they want to do, whatever career path they take. The only thing I can say to anybody is, before you start going on an investigation, or before you join a team, the information is easily gettable out there on the internet. Google stuff, watch videos, watch other people work, because I think you should never go in any hobby or profession blind, because you're not going to grow unless you've got that seed to grow from. You need an input of information, and with that information that you've got, it gives you something to grow from. If you've got no seed to germinate from, posh word, if you've got no seed to start, everyone has the ability to go and join a paranormal team, but they soon get disheartened because it's not what they want, or it's not what they expected it to be. If you go in knowing it can be boring, it can be laborious, you can get cold, you can get wet, you feel like shit sometimes, it's not a bed of roses. The only time it's a bed of roses is when you get in your nice warm comfortable car and you're driving home. Actually, the investigation side is the worst part of the paranormal investigation.
Saying that then, is there a particular point of the investigation or the evening that you enjoy?
The social side is always the best side, because if you've got a team of people that you don't get on with, then it makes your night not enjoyable. Why would you do it? The part for me that I think is the most important part, and it's probably got no importance to anybody else, I would say 80% of the times I've been on an investigation, I find more going through the footage after than I do when you're there, because things happen on camera that you don't realise, that you've not seen, and to me it's like reliving that experience again. Now, I do find video editing very laborious, and I've had team members who said, oh, I'll do the editing. It's not that I'm mean, but that's where I get my kick, because I can relive it from a camera's point of view, not from my eyes, and I see so much more by watching the footage that doesn't always find its way to YouTube. I learn more.
Okay, finally, just to finish off, you run the team, Stoke Haunted. Do you have a favourite member?
No, hopefully everyone that's in the team, they are selected for...
That was a joke, you fucking bastard, fuck off.
They are all selected for...
Cut!
They're able to bring something to the table. If they couldn't bring anything to the table... If they couldn't bring anything to the table, hopefully they wouldn't be in the team.
He's only saying that because he doesn't want to tell you it's me.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.